Hi, today I want to talk to you about two-dimensional and three-dimensional, or like I want to call it, 2D and 3D. The dimensions in this case are length and width. So if something is two-dimensional, that means it has length and width, but it's not thick. There's no depth. So when you are ready to do your two-dimensional assignment, you can find things that are flat, like this slate, like a piece of cloth. You could even draw on paper towels, poster board, construction paper. I want you to try and find something you normally don't draw on. You could draw on newspaper or a magazine page. The possibilities for flat media are endless, okay? And you can use things like oil pastels, or I've got colored chalk even that you can pick up, sidewalk chalk. I have what's called vine charcoal or willow charcoal, and that's just thin strips of charcoal like this that you can get at Hobby Lobby. Or you can even use charcoal briquettes that you would use to grill or barbecue outside. So we've got a lot of different kinds of media here. You can even draw with glue or with paint. Lots of different things can be used to draw. So those are some different options about media. Media is what you use to make the object. So we've got two-dimensional surface and then media. Now what I like to use, even though this is a shoebox and it is technically 3D, this surface is 2D. So when I set up my still life, like you're going to do, I just found some things from around the room. You can find bottles, watches, clocks, anything really can become a still life as long as it doesn't move. So your cat, your dog, or your brother or sister doesn't count, all right? I found a mallet, I found a bone. That's a horse bone, by the way. It's not from any of the kids here. And then I found a bottle. So my job when I set this up is to sit and draw it, okay? So I'm just going to take my surface, and right now I'm going to use my chalkboard, and I'm going to use some oil pastels. And the goal for me is just to get the idea of the shapes first. So I'm going to sketch it out. Okay? Now, I want you to just have an experience with the different kinds of media. So this, if it's not perfect, don't worry about it. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to use lots of different ones for this one assignment. I just wanted you to kind of experiment. Okay? And I get the basic shape of my still life. If it goes off the paper, so be it. I spend more time looking at my still life than I do at the actual objects. Okay? And I get the idea of my mallet here. Alright, so now I've got my oil pastels on my chalkboard. They don't exactly go together, but I have drawn on my two-dimensional surface. After I get the sketch, now I can go in and add my details. That's what your two-dimensional assignment is all about. Now what I want to do is address three-dimensional. We did the flat drawing. With two-dimensional, you needed a still life. With three-dimensional, you don't. If you took art in first semester, you know that there was a repetition sculpture assignment where you took one of any object and used it all different sorts of ways to make a sculpture. Same idea applies here, except you don't have to just use one kind of thing. I could take a piece of charcoal and glue it on if I wanted to. I can stick pins in it. I can add yarn or hair or anything I want to it. But I do want to get the concept of being able to alter my objects. That's why I kind of like cups best, because then I can take it and cheaply alter the modules. A module for 3 dimensions means that it's a unit of building, okay? Now all of these objects are 3-dimensional. They have length, they have width, but they also have depth. They added that 3rd dimension. So you're going to create a sculpture by taking these different pieces and putting them together. You could hot glue them, you could staple them, tack them, pin them together. It doesn't matter really. But the idea is you create a sculpture, something 3-dimensional that you can look at all the way around. Good luck, and I hope you have fun.